Ready? The Wolf and the Three Little Pigs. This is the tale of the Three Little Pigs. These pigs were brothers and lived in a sty with their mother. As they grew up, the sty became too small for them all to live together, so the time had come for them to find a home of their own. One by one, they went off in search of somewhere to build their houses. The first little pig was looking for a nice spot when he met a man carrying a bale of straw.
Straw? Nice and light and warm. Keeps the rain out in a storm.
This little pig was a tiny bit lazy, so he asked the man if he could buy some more straw from him, and all he would need to do was stack the straw up.
No need for mortar or for plaster. I can build my house much faster.
This straw house was finished before the sunset and was very cosy. The little pig made it comfortable inside and laid out all his belongings around the room. Meanwhile, the second little pig was also thinking about the location of his new house. He was walking beside the river and noticed all the sticks and reeds that had been washed up on the banks. He had a brainwave. If he tied the sticks together with string, he could make the walls of his new house.
Sticks and canes are just the stuff to shelter when the weather's rough.
The second pig worked hard to gather as many sticks as he could until the sun set over the hill and just finished in time before the stars peeped out. He admired the silhouette of his new dwelling against the moonlit sky.
From foundation to the beam, mine's the best house ever seen.
But the third little pig was still thinking all this time about the best method of building his house. He was determined that his house, above all other considerations, would last the test of time. When he woke the next morning, a thought came into his head. The best building material of all would be bricks.
A house of bricks is safe and strong. 1,000 builders can't be wrong.
He began by digging foundations, and then layer upon layer of bricks was cemented down. He took his time because he wanted his house to be strong and well made. After 2 whole days, the third pig leant against the stout walls and sighed,
"For many years this house will stand, the finest pigsty in the land."
The following week, the first little pig was doing his washing when he heard a very loud knock on the door. He peeped through a gap in his straw door and saw a hairy hand on the knocker, which led to a hairier body. It was a wolf.
"Little pig, it's only me. Won't you let me in?"
No, not by the head of my chinny chin chin will I ever let a wolf in my house come in.
The wolf laughed.
"Then I'll huff, and I'll puff, and I'll blow your house down."
The wolf took in a huge breath and blew out as hard as he could. In no time at all, the house of straw looked more like a heap of straw, and the pig had just enough time to escape. He ran at top speed to his brother, the second pig's house.
"Let me in!"
Squealed the first pig. He let his brother in, and straight away the sorry tale of the house of straw was told. Suddenly, there was a loud banging on the door. The 2 pigs shook with fright as they recognized the voice they dreaded.
"Little pig, it's only me. Won't you let me in?"
No, Not by the hairs of my chinny chin chin will I ever let a wolf in my house come in.
Then I'll huff, I'll puff, I'll blow your house down.
And he drew in an even bigger breath, and the house of sticks was back to being a pile of sticks again. Both little pigs ran as fast as they could to the nearest safe haven. In the distance, they saw a house with a chimney and smoke curling out of the top of the chimney. Luckily, the door was open, so they ran in quickly and shut the door behind them. The third little pig was delighted to see his brothers. They all sat down exhausted and out of breath, but they felt much more secure. But then there was a familiar rat-a-tat at the door.
Little pig, it's only me.
So that's when I'll come out
Do
again.
let me in.
No.
The third pig didn't even answer. The wolf knocked louder. He was beginning to get hungry by this time. So he huffed and he puffed, but nothing moved. He tried again, and again, until he was completely out of puff and very angry. Then he looked up and spotted the chimney.
Aha! There is a way in after all.
So he climbed the chimney and slowly descended down to
This is where you
the
guys kind of make
inside.
a fire.
What the wolf didn't realise was that the pigs had lit a fire because it was a very cold day.
I think,
As the wolf inched his way down the chimney, it was so black and smoky,
so this is
he
where I
didn't
did.
even
I
notice
think
the
they're
light
sitting
from the
at this
flames.
point.
It began to get uncomfortably hot as he neared the fireplace, and the heat started to singe the fur around his bottom. He began to yelp
Out!
and shot back out of the chimney like a rocket and raced across the fields until he reached the river, where he sat until the fire was out and his bottom had cooled. He skulked home, vowing never to go anywhere near a pig again. In the meantime, the three pigs were so happy they had a party. The third pig suggested that his brother should come and live with him. And so they did. And they built an extension, not with straw or with
He built an
sticks,
extension
but
on the house for the other brothers. I think they're just building. And then that's where we end. Oh, good.